Pocket English Podcast
from your pocket. Welcome to Pocket English Podcast, where we learn real English for real life.
Today, we are stepping into one of the most dangerous places for an English learner, which is the office break room.
Picture this. You are pouring your coffee, a new colleague walks in, smiles, and says, "Hi, how are you?" You say, "I am fine, thanks." And then total silence. You can actually hear the coffee dripping into your cup. Your heart beats fast, your brain freezes, and you feel that terrible, awkward panic.
I used to actually hide in the bathroom just to avoid this exact moment. I remember when I moved into my first shared apartment abroad, I had practiced English for years, but the moment my new roommate walked into the kitchen and said hello, my mind went completely blank. I just stared at the refrigerator.
By the end of this short episode, you will have a simple 4-step question loop to rescue any dying conversation and easily make a new friend.
That staring at the refrigerator feeling is honestly the worst emotion in the world. You want to be friendly, you want to show this person that you are nice and interesting, but you just do not know what question to ask next. You feel completely trapped in your own head.
Exactly. And the reason we feel trapped is that we rely entirely on the standard textbook greeting. We say, "How are you?" and the other person says, "I am fine." That is a dead end. The conversation literally stops there. So our first step to fix this is what we call the soft pivot. We need a question that opens the door a little bit wider and asks about their daily life without being too aggressive or personal.
What kind of question does that? Because if I ask something too personal, that creates a different kind of awkward silence. I once asked a guy what his biggest fear in life was while we were waiting for the office microwave. He just picked up his bowl of soup and walked away slowly. I never spoke to him again.
Oh no, that is definitely way too deep for the microwave. That is exactly why we use a softer question. Instead of asking about their deep emotional fears, you can simply ask, "How are things with you?"
How are things with you? That sounds very relaxed. It feels much less formal than saying, "How do you do?"
It is very relaxed, and the beauty of this specific question is that the other person can answer with absolutely anything they want. They can talk about their busy weekend, they can talk about their heavy workload, or they can just say they are tired. It gives them the freedom to guide the chat. Let us practice the pronunciation together. How are things with you?
And if someone asks me that question, what is a natural way to answer if absolutely nothing special is happening in my life?
You can answer by saying, "Same old, same old."
Wait, same old, same old? What does that mean? Are we talking about our age, like we're getting older?
No, it has nothing to do with your age. It's a fun, highly natural phrase native speakers use all the time. It just means my daily life is exactly the same as it always is. Nothing has changed. I wake up, I go to work, I go home. Same old, same old.
I love that. It is so much easier than trying to invent an exciting story about my weekend when all I did was watch television and do laundry. Same old, same old.
Exactly. Okay, so we survived the first 10 seconds. We asked, "How are things with you?" They said, "Same old, same old." But now what? We're still standing there in the break room.
Right, the silence could easily come back if we're not careful.
Now we move to step 2, which is finding shared context. This means looking at the physical environment around you and using it. You're in a break room or a cafeteria. What is everyone doing in those places?
Getting food, drinking coffee, or maybe looking for a snack.
Exactly. Food is the most natural, universal topic in the world because everyone has to eat. So we ask a question about food using the present perfect tense. We use the present perfect here because we want to ask about their life experience up until this current moment. You can ask, "Have you tried the coffee here yet?"
Have you tried the coffee here yet? That is brilliant because it completely takes the pressure off of me. We're not talking about my grammar and we're not talking about ourselves. We're focusing on a shared object in the room.
Precisely. Or if it's getting close to lunchtime, you can ask a question about the surrounding neighborhood. You can say, "Do you know any good places to grab a bite around here?"
Grab a bite? Does that mean to literally bite someone? Because I definitely do not want to do that at my new job.
Good question, but no, please do not bite anyone. To grab a bite simply means to get something small to eat, usually quite quickly. You're grabbing a bite of food. It's a very casual, friendly way to talk about lunch without making it sound like a formal dinner invitation.
I love that phrase. Do you want to grab a bite? It sounds so much more natural and relaxed than saying, would you like to consume lunch with me at a restaurant?
It really does. And if you are enjoying learning these little natural phrases that make you sound like a local, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. We share new practical English loops like this every single week to help you sound more confident.
Yes, subscribing is the easiest possible way to make sure your English keeps growing, even when you only have a few minutes a day. Plus, it really helps us out.
Let us move forward to step 3. You have talked about the coffee, or you have talked about grabbing a bite. Now you want to show a little more interest in their daily routine. The safest, most common topic for new acquaintances is the commute.
The commute, you mean the journey they take to travel from their house to the office or the school.
Exactly. Everyone has a commute, and almost everyone loves to complain about heavy traffic or crowded trains. We use the present simple tense for this question because we are talking about a daily habit, something they do every single day. You just ask, how do you get to the office?
How do you get to the office? That is a truly great question. I remember when I started my new job last year, a colleague asked me that, and we ended up talking for 15 minutes. It turned out we both took the same terrible bus route and we both hated the exact same traffic light. It instantly made us friends because we had a shared struggle.
That is the magic of a good question. It creates an instant connection. Let us pause for a second right here. I want you, the listener, to physically try this right now wherever you are. Imagine you are standing in that bright office break room. Take a deep breath to relax your shoulders. Put a small, friendly smile on your face. Now say it out loud with me. How do you get to the office?
How do you get to the office?
Great job. Or if you want a slightly different option, you can ask, do you live far from here?
Do you live far from here? If they say yes and they tell you they take the train for an hour, you can respond by saying, oh wow, that is a really long trip. You just created a real flowing conversation. The awkward panic from the beginning is completely gone.
We are feeling much more confident now. We have survived the danger zone. But there is one final hidden danger. How do you actually end the conversation before it gets awkward again? You can't just stand by the coffee machine for the rest of the day.
This is so true. I have definitely stayed in a conversation for way too long just because I did not know how to say goodbye politely. I just kept smiling and slowly walking backwards toward the door, hoping they would look away. It was incredibly painful for everyone involved.
We want to avoid walking backwards at all costs. That brings us to step 4, which is the warm exit. You want to smoothly transition back to your daily tasks while wishing them well and showing you care about their health or their day.
How do we do that without sounding rude or sounding like we are trying to escape from them?
A perfect phrase to use is, well, I better get back to it.
I better get back to it. What exactly is the word it referring to in that sentence?
The word it simply means your work, your desk, your studies, or whatever task you were focusing on before you took your break. It's a very soft, polite way of saying, I need to go do my work now, without sounding abrupt or rude.
I better get back to it. That sounds very professional, but still friendly. And then what do I say right before I actually turn around and walk away?
You finish the interaction with a warm, caring statement. You can say, it was nice chatting with you. Take care.
Take care. That is a lovely way to show you care about their well-being. It leaves the other person with a very positive, warm feeling about you. You started the morning as two strangers trapped in an awkward silence, and you left the room as friendly colleagues.
Now it's time for our favorite part of the episode. It's time for your pocket practice. We are going to do a role play exercise, and you, the listener, are going to speak out loud.
I am going to play the part of the new colleague. I'm going to walk into the break room and say hello to you. Emma will tell you exactly what you need to say to keep the conversation going, using the 4 steps we just learned together.
Let us set the scene in your mind. You are standing by the coffee machine, you have your favorite coffee mug in your hand, the room is quiet. Here comes Jack walking through the door. I will guide you. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Let us begin.
Hi there. How are you doing this morning?
Now give him the standard polite answer, but immediately use step 1, the soft pivot. Ask him how things are with him. Speak out loud right now.
I'm doing fine, thanks. Just the same old, same old. It's been a pretty busy morning so far.
Great job. Now move to step 2, which is finding shared context. Ask him about the coffee using the present perfect tense. Say, have you tried the coffee here yet? Speak out loud now.
No, I actually have not tried it yet. I usually drink tea. Is the coffee any good?
Perfect response. Now let us move to step 3, the commute check. Ask him about his daily travel habits using the present simple tense. Say, how do you get to the office? Speak now.
Oh, I take the train every day. It is a bit of a long ride, but I like reading my book on the way.
Excellent work. You have had a great natural chat. Now it is time for step 4, the warm exit. Tell him you need to return to your work and tell him to take care. Say, well, I better get back to it. Take care. Speak out loud now.
It was really nice chatting with you too. Have a great day and see you around.
You did it. You took a potentially terrifying, awkward silence and turned it into a completely natural, friendly conversation. You should feel very proud of yourself for practicing out loud.
That felt so smooth and easy. Once you know the exact questions to ask, there's absolutely nothing to panic about anymore. You just follow the loop.
Exactly. To build your confidence even more, let us practice our grammar in the comments section below. Introduce yourself using the present perfect tense. Tell us where you are from and answer this exact question. How long have you lived there? For example, you could write, I have lived in London for 5 years.
Write your sentence in the comments and we will read and reply to as many as we can. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with us today. Keep using these phrases and let your English grow one pocket-sized episode at a time. Goodbye.